Hi, it is iYikKam time again. Today I'd like to share with you some information which is really important if one really like to study Wing Chun Kuen. Number one need to know the cause, the effect, and the conditions. Okay. So what happened is I constantly or often got message or email from our Wing Chun Kuen friends, show me YouTube or photos or videos on people who they think is really bad. Okay, and my reply to this type of message or email is saying that how is it different between you and them? Okay, and it is better to look into ourselves instead of looking into others. If we know others doesn't perform properly, then we check ourselves. Do we do those things or not? Instead of we do the same thing, but then we say the other people is really bad, those kind of stuff. And a lot of people thinking because they watch my YouTube, they read my books, then they know, for example, the 613 tree and sticking by the short strike. They think it is like by default. If they get my book and then they automatically whatever they do is accord to what I'm saying. Okay, so that is one of the mentality or the mindset. Is that true? That just because somebody read my book or watch my video, that they by default whatever they do accord to what I'm saying or what I'm sharing? Absolutely no. And thus these people who send me videos to show me that how other people doing it really badly, by their questions or by what they are posting or by what they send me in written, I can tell they don't know what I'm talking about, and in fact most of them doing exactly as what they think is doing very bad in that YouTube. Okay, and so what is this important? It is important because I make a statistic research for past 60 years in Wing Chun Kuen history. You can find it has become a bad habit to badmouth others, to boost oneself, or to promote oneself, or to satisfy one's own ego. Okay, and this is deadly for oneself, for one's progress. Okay, so this is exactly do not understand about the cause and effect of the condition of the situations. How is one badmouth others people and get one become better in Wing Chun? You cannot do that. Okay, it doesn't make sense completely. It is like saying, oh, that guy is practicing long fist. That guy is practicing long fist. See, he's actually again he's bracing, and this is a joke. One can keep saying that, but you know what? That is not going to make one practice the short strike and receiving. While one practice short strike or receiving by studying it, not by put down other people. There are many people out there who don't understand, but if they understand it, they will change. So there's no point to finger point at other people how bad they are and thinking that will make us better than them. Okay? In fact, we need to understand the cause and effect, that if we want to be good at sticking body short strike, receiving close in, then we need to study it. Not just bad mouthing other people. And whatever we do need to be consistent. In Wing Chun, look at the track record in the YouTube and everywhere. We all promoting, don't chase hand. But look at all those YouTube on people doing chi sao. If there is not chase hand, what is that? Okay? Look at it. So, this is the issue. We do not look into ourselves, and we already numb on cause and effect, and it become very inconsistent ourselves. So if anything happen, we just point at other people. Oh, he screwed up. Oh, he's very bad. But you don't look back into ourselves. Hey, I didn't do it right either. Okay, so what is the cause? Why is it cause this effect? And let's change it. Okay? Unless one do that, it is actually really hopeless to study something. Okay? So this bad habit is a bad practice of quote-unquote some Wing Chuner who like to badmouth and put down people and argue whatever they like just for their ego's sake or so stuff. Let's drop it if we want to study Wing Chun. Otherwise, at the end of the day, we are going to go nowhere and create a lot of mess out there. Because if two persons both practice long fist and accuse each other that they both are practice long fist, how bad they are because they are practice long fist, it is going to keep track at long fist. It's not going to go study or understand short strike. Okay? So one need to understand the cause and effect there. Be clear with what is going on. The second thing is about discipline. Weeks ago, I opened this beginning Wing Chun Queen book study club, thinking that if I can help people who like to study the ancient Wing Chun Queen concept of sticking body short strike and its component, one can get a book as a textbook and go inside there doing homework. So at the end of the homework, one really will know something. It's like going to a class, right? I mean, if we want to study science or mathematics, we go to the class, we get the textbook, and we keep doing the drill, the exercise, and solving problem. And by the end of the textbook, we learn something. Okay? So guess what? There are many people who get there, just try to be present there. Okay? Or some of them don't even have books or something. They just go inside there to doing what? Who knows? Okay? The second type is one who have books, who go down there, don't do homework, and stay there. So guess what? For 2 weeks, I kick out 20-something people and only about 6 or 7 left there today, because only those who doing homeworks, I let them be there. Okay, because if they really like to study, I will help. Okay, and this is like kind of free educations. Now, this exactly is the same thing is when I used to teach 613.3 in the weekend for 2 days, free for everybody. People come to my home and study and so forth. But guess what? There are people, Wing Chuners, and there are even Wing Chuners, Sifus, and so forth. They don't take it seriously. And later, I found it out. I said, okay, I charge a little bit money. And still, even some Sifus and so forth with a big name doesn't really discipline to study something. Okay? And some of them don't even know a lot, but start to behave very strange, like expert and so forth. That's why I cut everybody off and assign them off. Disqualify them on whatever they are learning. Because they don't practice it, they don't really think about it. Okay? And later, I charge even more for people who like to study. And right now, even people pay. I'm tired of teaching. Why? You know, to teach 613.3 is really time consuming and really using a lot of mind power, energy. Because everyone is like a piece of fine art. I need to tune them so that they really understand what is it, really get it, really experience it. But most don't have that discipline. For example, one of the screw up people do is, I ask them, just do this exercise and report and describe what it is. For example, doing the exercise of the body. Can your body open up? Just do that simple exercise. And guess what? Most people wrote me. They wrote me about their body, their feeling, their breathing, their chi, their mind. And I keep having to tell them, can you just focus in one thing? Instead of going through all the things which you have no idea what it is. It's like that. So, if one don't discipline, how can one learn? Like the book, the beginning Wing Chun book, all the short strike, sticking body short strike, important key point for the basic fundamental is in that book. You don't have to spend 100 years try to collect it, or like me, 40 years, get all the teacher to do it, to really just collect the informations. You just go, sit down and read the book and do the exercise. By finish the book, one understand what it is, one know what it is, one experience what it is. But one's not willing to do that. Let me tell you, I found a lot of this, many of them, they are more willing to gossip and keep sending me videos on how other people screw up or bad or those kind of stuff, instead of doing their homework in chapter 1 of the beginning Wing Chun Korean book. They rather go doing all those kind of stuff without really just sit down, read the book, do the exercise, think about it. Okay? So, expect to go nowhere with this kind of thing. Okay? So this is about disciplining ourselves. And that's why lately people asking me, are you going to teach open the class for 613.3? I said, no, this is my hobby to help people. But I'm too drained on those things. Besides, I kick most people out anyway. And even people who pass it, if they don't practice it, I disqualify them. Because we need to have a standard. Have you ever seen the people who go to engineering school messing around and get a degree out from the engineering? Have you seen MD who or just say a car driver, every so many few years we need to go retake the driving test, and some even need to retake the driving test. Okay, some take the written test, some take the writing test. That's to have a quality. Okay, because it's about education. Okay, it's about really we want to make sure the practice have quality. Okay. Now, the third thing I like to share with you is this. People like to get into this mind, name, all those kind of stuff. Okay? The mind. And let me tell you about mind today. It is a big screw up in past 100 years. Okay? When the Buddhist scripture saying mind, it is not the mind of the Western culture, like general Western culture today, which is based on the mind and materialism. The mind of the materialism. The Buddha's mind is a non-dual. Non-dual meaning within that mind, something called quote-unquote co-mind, there is the mind and materialism like us in the West talking about. But today, even the Chinese keep using this Western way of a mind and materialism type of mind to interpret, to translate the mind of the Buddhism, which is a non-dual, which is a non-dual of the mind and the materialisms. Okay. So if you want to talk about real mind, like in the Buddhism, the 613.3 is this one, this the mind of the ancient Chinese or the Buddhism mind. Okay. The 613.3 is split out into the 6 core elements just to communicate, so that the people in our era who use the mind and materialism understand what is going on. Okay. Whereas in the ancient Chinese culture, when they said mind, it is the full 613.3. Okay. So if you look at people who practice Xulin Tao, talking about this mind power, you look at this, what are you talking about? You are using the Western philosophy mind, try to explain something which is nothing, it's not making sense at all with the Chinese Buddhism's or the Chinese ancient culture's mind. And it's because its name and everything. You look at the people who practice Xulin Tao. Many of them part their body, and then they move their arm, and then they expect that if their mind is in a certain state, then they can have this magic power of Xulin Tao. Is that possible? Absolutely no. Why? Because the mind state they are talking about never exists. While the Chinese is talking of the mind, meaning that the full 613.3. Okay? And the body at first must not park. If you park your body, all bets off, because there's a part of the mind too. Okay? So it is better to drop all the so-called mind stuff. The issue is, if we cannot attain it, how can we teach it? And it is very simple to notice, to identify, is it real or not for the practice. If you look at a teacher, whatever they teach, if it can be consistently attained the state by people from different countries, different races, you know that's real deal. That is, when I mean the real deal, meaning that the cause and effect is proper. Say for example, to build a car, engineering way, we know how to build a car, then we just build it, and now just with the engineering drawing and the material and everything, and we get the car, be it you are in the Asia or the West or wherever. Okay, as soon as you follow the instructions and the material and so forth, you will get there. You will get this car. You will build this car and you can get it. When a teacher teach one thing, and you have 10 students and everyone have their different ideas or interpretation, you see there's trouble already. That just shows that the teacher do not clear with what's going on, and the student do not clear with what is going on. So how to prove that? You go to MIT or UC Berkeley, okay? When people do electronics, you see people from all around the world. After they take the class, they all can get the same result, disregard of where they are. Okay? Wing Chun has to be like that, because it is a technology. So this is need to be understand. So boil down is, one need to know the cause and the effect. One need to have discipline. One need to know, don't mess around with those mind stuff or philosophy or whatever one really don't understand and don't attain. If one don't have it, one cannot teach it. And if one teacher don't have it, create 10 students which is have 10 interpretations or translation, then it is a mess. And that just shows that the teacher doesn't have it. It's that simple. How can a teacher who practice short strike have 10 students which is doing long fist? The only way how to explain that is the teacher do not teach the student, or the teacher himself do not practice short strike. So this is for you today. Even though I don't show you techniques or whatever today, put this in our mind, because this decide, justify what are we going to proceed or not. So this is to share with you today. This is very, very important.